Sports Show, mate. Just contain yourself. I know you want to get to the next guest because he spent a lot of time with you down there at Alberta, but he's got a bigger job and he's doing a great job with it too. We talk about the head coach of the North Adelaide Footy Club, Jacob Surjan, joins us. Serge, welcome.
Phil, Baz, thanks for having me, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, mate, North Adelaide, mate. Let's have a talk. Sitting on equal top of the ladder with Adelaide at the moment, mate. 6 wins, 1 loss. At the start of the season, North weren't even being talked about as a finals team. I know you went away on a camp, and some things happened on that camp, and it seems to have. What can you share with us, the thing that happened on that camp that's led you to head in the direction you currently
You didn't tie anybody up to trees or anything. You didn't do any of that. You just...
I knew this was dangerous with you, mate.
Yeah, not that I know of, Baz, but I was in bed pretty early. But the boys cracked on for a bit. Mate, the camp was just an idea to get the guys together. Obviously, we had a big turnaround in a lot of mature age and senior players from our 18 premiership team, sort of mid-20s back then in 2018, and then now sort of 30, 31, 32. So we made a bit of a conscious effort to thank those guys on the way out for their service to the club, but then bring in some young, enthusiastic kids. And we felt like it was a really good opportunity to get away to our country zone. We went to Crystal Brook, where the Coombe boys are from, and Sam McInerney's from Jamestown, which is about half an hour on. So, those guys travel twice a week down to train with us from Crystal Brook. So that's, nearly a 10-hour round trip. So we felt like we had to go down there and do something for the community. We do it every year. We went to Cam Hewitt's hometown in Port Broughton the COVID year, just before COVID hit. So we wanted to go to Crystal Brook to give back to the community. They put on a barbecue and a feed for the guys. We did a little training session down there, and we just had some really honest conversations about life and about what's happened in every individual's life, either good or bad. So some guys really opened up. There was a few tears, which is always good. So the trust that we built on our camp amongst our group was first class, and I guess that's helped with a bit of our start to the year with the way the guys are going about their footy. They're a bit more personal with the people that they're playing with, and the coaches, like the coaches and myself and all our other guys opened up about things happening away from football, because at the end of the day, football is just one part of their life, but everyone else leads different lives and have come from different environments. So it was a really powerful tool, and the boys really bonded over it.
Did you notice that was a very good point, Phil, mate, because you weren't spoken about pre-season. No one said anything about North Adelaide, which was, to me, that's a bit weird, because I thought you've all had a good squad anyway, which has been proved. Did you notice it? Did you notice it was all quiet about North Adelaide?
That's always good. People can always have their opinions on the way we go about our football. But like I've said to everybody that's had opinion on North Adelaide finishing in that bottom half of the ladder, I hadn't seen one of those people out at training once to see the way we go about our football. So
that's a very good point.
So from my point of view, I always felt like there was something special there and something that I could see within the group. They train with a great intensity week in, week out, and every session they look to improve and get better. So I was very confident and buoyant that we'll be okay this year, but we just got to make sure we stick to what our game plan is and our systems. And thus far, apart from the Crows game where we probably had 5 or 6 guys out, 3 injured and 3 with COVID, we've really challenged teams this year, and I think the guys and my assistant coaches and my playing group are doing a great job.
That's an impressive win on the weekend against Sturt, because Sturt have been in good touch. They've been in
really good
form,
touch,
playing well, and Sturt haven't got a real bad record against North.
Oh, one of the best.
Have a look at the whatever. So that's a good win.
I would have said this year. Would it be fair to say they're probably, well, you guys are probably there now, but they've been the best defensive team this year with the style of game. They keep it close and tight, and you're able to blow them out by 46 points. Yeah. Were you surprised by the margin?
I was surprised. I obviously rate Sturt. I rate Marty Mattner as one of the premier coaches in the competition. So I put a bit of time and effort into the game, obviously coming off the state footy over in Western Australia. But defensively, they're the number 1 defensive team, so they really restrict you from scoring. So to kick, I think we kicked 110 points against them was huge for our playing group. And it's a great... It brings the boys great confidence knowing that they can do that against the best defensive group. We've still got some area of our game that we need to get better at. Yep, we're scoring, but I still think that we can limit teams to not scoring, so we'll keep focusing on that. But we've got to make sure that we get the balance in around stoppage, our offence and our defence. So the guys are doing a good job.
Back to the scene of the crime this weekend, Serge. Alberton. We've got to come down to Alberton, have a crack at the Port Adelaide boys this weekend. Looking forward to that?
Yeah, I really am. I really enjoy playing against Port Adelaide. Obviously, some really fond memories there as a player, and then my last couple of years there as a coach.
Yeah.
That place has shaped me into the person that I am today with the way I go about my football, the intensity in the way I coach our guys about football. So I owe a lot to Port Adelaide, but there wouldn't be anything that'd bring me more thrill this year to go down to Alberton and beat them on their home deck. So we've got to make sure we bring our A game. They've won the 2 on the trot now, obviously beating Glenelg a couple of weeks ago, and then Westies on the weekend for the Russell Ebert tribute game, which I thought was a fantastic contest.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to the battle that's going to be this weekend.
I mean, as a coach, how do you prepare to play against Port Adelaide? Obviously, Dixon and Dersma were big on the weekend down at Loxton, and you kind of go, well, there's a chance they're going to be up.
Yeah.
Maybe they stay and they give Dixon. How, as a coach, how do you talk to your team and prepare when the 2 best players might not be there?
Yeah, it's a tough one because it's the same with the Crows. Like you don't know from week to week who's going to be up, who's going to be down. So you're sort of waiting for the teams to come out on Thursday. But I guess the controllable is I can only control what we're doing. And I really focus on that. Yes, I'll watch stoppage stuff in the forward 50, what Charlie Dixon's doing, is he grabbing the ball and handing it off at ruck and all those sort of things. And I'll study and I'll have that in our preview to show the boys. But at the end of the day, those guys are here to play AFL football. They're not here to play SANFL football, and Charlie's been back for a couple of weeks now, so I think he kicked 3-3 on the weekend and he looked pretty sharp from what I watched, and Dersma was very good on the wing for him. So you'd think that those 2 guys will go up and then a couple of guys will come back into the foe, but I'm really focused on what North Adelaide's doing and what we're doing around the ball and our offence and defence. I can't control what Port are doing with their team from a week-to-week basis. I can just focus on us.
I'm not sure Charlie will be back. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but that's what I'm saying. That's what makes it difficult to prepare. That's what makes it difficult to prepare.
Makes it very difficult to prepare.
Hey, mate, before we let you go, there's been a big discussion in the AFL with the coaches. Am I better off down on the boundary line, better service in the box? I think it's a personal choice where the coaches... But you're down on the boundary line, mate. Can I ask you why you choose the boundary line as opposed to the box for the viewers?
Yeah, it's been different. I felt like in the box last year, you ride the bumps in the game a little bit more. Speaking to my guys at the end of the year when we did our post-game reviews, I felt like listening to them and the feedback I got from them that they wanted to talk to me a little bit more on the bench. So I made the choice this year that I was going to coach from the bench and be closer to them so I could have a bit more of an impact on them when they're coming on and off the ground and talking to them about plays. But the only reason I can do that is if I've got a lot of trust in my assistants and coaches to be able to get their jobs done, which I do. I've got huge trust in those guys being able to see the game and read the game and they have all got a really good feel on the game. So I can throw some questions at them and ask them what they're seeing. So then I can sit down and talk to the players about, what we're doing here or what we're doing there or how can we get better. So it's been a big focus and you feel like you're engaged a little bit more in the game because you're getting that first-hand communication with the players straight away. So from my point of view, I think it's been a massive win. I know the boys, especially my captain, a few of the other guys, come off. They love that contact time that I have with them straight away. So and it's been better for me. I enjoy being down there and just having that connection with the guys straight away.
Mate, it's always a good coach that will take advice from the players and then decide what goes, and it's clearly working well for you, mate. You sit on top of the ladder. I know you're a busy man, mate. We appreciate you making some time to come and have a chat with us. Good luck on the weekend. I can say that quite sincerely. Baz couldn't care less that you get a win, mate. In fact, he's hoping for the exact opposite down there at Alberton. Stay with us. Still, a bit more to come.